Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is a very exciting day. Williams Nursery, which is one of the plant shops that I always talk about, they're having a plant swap event, and I don't know if you can see the plant behind me. I'm going to be swapping out my peace lily and also my philodendron Birkin plants, and I'll explain more later why I chose to swap out those two plants, but I just wanted to come in and check in, do a proper intro because I feel like I always forget to do these, and I will see you shortly. Bye.
Everybody actually got quiet when I was still, or not even ask. Welcome to the pandemic version of the plant swap. So it's exciting that there were just so many plants. You can't know them all, no matter what or who thinks they know them all. They're just, and they're always surprising us. It's like all of a sudden I was like, oh, I didn't know this plant does that. That's 177, and that actually it has the picture of its mom, just so you know, isn't that? $25.
Okay everyone, so I'm back home from the plant swap and I really enjoyed it. It was a really nice event. There were quite a bit of people there, but it wasn't packed to the point where you felt, you know, unsafe or that you didn't feel like you could social distance. So it was great. So as I mentioned at the top of the video, I decided to give up my peace lily as well as my philodendron Birkin, and I just chose those two plants just because, you know, they weren't exactly, how do I say, really bringing me any joy, or I just kind of fell out of love with them. I still think they're both amazing plants, and in fact the Birkin, I actually took some clippings before I decided to give that plant up. So I can show you that, or I'll insert that in the video. Right now I'm, you know, just using some clippings of the Birkin. And the reason why I did that is because I felt like my Birkin, I don't know, it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give when I first got it. Wasn't really feeling it as much as my other plants. So You know, I'm at a point now in my plant journey. I know the types of plants that I enjoy, and I know the types of plants that I strictly bought just because it was, you know, kind of trendy at the time of purchase. And that's how I feel about the Birkin. Peacefully, while I still think it's a beautiful plant, I just wasn't feeling it anymore in my space. I mean, you know, it definitely flowered quite a bit for me. Gorgeous plant, and it was a really nice size, but I just wasn't really feeling it anymore. So I decided to give up those 2 plants, and then these are my 2 new plant babies. So here is the first plant that I got. This is a Monstera Pinetti Partita. I think that's how you say it. I might be jacking it up. I actually thought it was a Monstera Peru at first. Let me know what you guys think. Is it mislabeled? It's labeled as a Pinetti Partita. Oops, hold on. Yeah, Monstera Pinetti Partita. I'm pretty sure she labeled it correctly. And I'm zooming in on the plants, and I'm really hoping that's not what I think it is. I hope that's not spider mites. I don't know what it is, but either way, I'm going to wipe down the leaves really well before I acclimate it to my collection. But yeah, it's just a single cutting. She told me that she cut it from her mother plant. And as you can see, it looks like she has some orchid bark in there, maybe a little bit of charcoal, perhaps some perlite as well. She really has a good potting mix in there. So I'll leave it like this for now for a little while until I know that it's happy amongst my collection of plants, and until I know that I'm taking good care of it. But yeah, that's what I got, a single cutting of this Monstera. So now I can say that I have 2 Monsteras in my collection. And then I also got a Cebu or Cebu Blue Pothos. This is what that looks like. Let me move this one completely out of the way. So as you can see, it's several cuttings inside of this little square nursery pot. And what I thought was really nice is that the original owner put this image along with his Cebu Blue Pothos of the mother plant where he got it from. So this is what that looks like. As you can see, it's a fairly decent sized plant. But I'm really excited about this. As I've shared in previous videos, I'm a huge pothos fan. Right now I have different varieties of pothos in my current collection. I have 2 golden pothos plants, a neon pothos plant. I recently purchased the marble queen pothos, and now I have this baby blue or Cebu blue pothos. So I'm really excited about this. He did a really good job of putting a decent amount of cuttings in there, so I would have a nice full plant in the end. Let me give it a bit of a close-up. As you can see, and let me also give you a close-up of the mother plant image with the Cebu Blue Pothos, and I have to do some more research on this before I can really speak to it, but the leaves look a little bit different than other varieties of pothos plants, so it looks like a little bit elongated. But I'm really excited about this. Again, I'm a huge pothos fan. I'm glad that I have yet another variety to add to my collection. He has it in this square nursery pot. This seems to be about a 3.5, maybe even a 4-inch pot. I'm never good at guessing the size of these nursery pots, and it's in a square pot. Hopefully I can fit it into one of my decorative pots, but I don't know. I may have to transfer it into a round pot, unless, as I said, this one can fit inside of one of my existing pots. But yeah, that's my second plant that I got to add to my collection. And as you can see, both plants are pretty small, so they will take a bit of time to, you know, kind of grow. But I don't mind at all. I already have some decent sized pots in my, or plants, I should say, in my collection. So I definitely didn't need anything too large. So those are my 2 new plant babies. Also had some raffles. They raffled off some really cool plants and also some shirts. As you can see here, I did win a t-shirt. I kind of wish I won one of the plants, but I'm fine with the t-shirt. So this is a large shirt, and it says on the front, let's get it open, it just says Plant Geek, #Plant Geek. So this is pretty neat. Here's another shot of that shirt. It just says, has the #Plant Geek on the front. And then this is the back. At least I won something from the raffle. I wish I had won the plants, but beggars can't be choosers, right? So there we go. So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me at my first plant swap. I don't know if I mentioned that at the top of my video. I've never been to a plant swap. Always wanted to go to one, and it was really cool to go to one with one of my local nurseries that I go to regularly. Had a really great time. If you guys have never been to a plant swap, I feel like plant swaps are a good opportunity to get rid of plants, and I feel like get rid of sounds a bit harsh, but it's a good way to get rid of plants that you're no longer really enjoying too much or finding really great joy from, and you don't want to throw it out, because we don't throw plants away, especially healthy plants. If you don't have someone to donate them to or give them away, a plant swap is the perfect opportunity to swap that plant that you've enjoyed taking care of and putting some care and time into for another plant that you may be interested in growing. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. It's getting pretty late. You can probably hear my daughter in the background fussing. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.